This is Lucy's week 2 video recap. So we're starting out by charging our clicker. So for this, I'm not actually asking Lucy for any behaviors. I just want to make sure that she has a solid association between hearing the click and getting a piece of food. So we'll do this maybe 3 or 4 times before we get started here. Good job, Lucy. Good girl. We're going to start out by reviewing our food luring exercise. So for this, I'm holding a piece of food nice and flat in my hand. My palm is going to face Lucy's snout. The idea is I want her staying connected to that piece of food the whole time that we are moving. Lucy. And I'm just getting her to take a couple steps with me. Good job. We've also been pairing this with her name, Lucy. And we've been practicing this with both hands as well. Lucy. Good job. Last week we introduced Lucy to wearing a collar. We're going to continue to work on that this week, but we're also adding a leash into the mix. So I already have my leash connected to my collar. It's just one less thing for me to have to mess around with once it is on Lucy. I am going to show her a few pieces of food, and then I'm going to drop the food on the ground so she's busy eating the food off the ground while I get her collar on. Okay, and now once she's on that collar and leash, we're just going to continue to practice our food luring exercise. So since this is probably one of the first times that she's on leash, I want to get her moving so she's not focusing on the leash, but I want her moving cooperatively with me. So I'm going to show her that food, and we're going to do the same food luring exercise. Lucy. 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 So if I can get my puppy moving and doing something while they're wearing this leash, they're going to be much less worried about the actual leash. So that's why I get her into a training exercise right away. Lucy. And then we're going to switch hands, practice with our other hand here. Lucy. We'll do one more. Lucy. Good girl. And then when I'm ready to take this collar and leash off, I'm going to get her on a piece of food so she's focused on eating that food while I find the buckle to the collar. And that way she's interested in the food and not what I'm doing with the collar and leash. Good girl. We've been continuing to work on our hand targets this week, or our touch command. So in week 1, we start by putting it up to her snout and pulling our hand away. The goal in week 2, we're still going to have food in our hand, but I just want to be able to present it to her, maybe a foot or 2 away, and she'll come and hit my hand. Lucy, touch. Lucy, touch. Good girl. Lucy, touch. Nice work. Lucy, touch. Good girl. And again, I like to practice this with both hands. Lucy, touch. Nice work. Good girl. We've been continuing to work on our sits this week. So the goal in week 2 is for us to be able to get Lucy into a sit without having to use a food lure. So I may need to kind of make the same motion with my hand that I did when I had food in it, but luckily, or hopefully, we can get her away from using a food lure. Lucy, sit. Good girl. So I'm still going to give her follow-up cookies for maintaining that sit position. Okay. We'll do that again. Lucy, sit. What a good girl. Whoops. We're going to reset and do that over since that one got away from us there. Lucy, sit. Good girl. Okay. Lucy, sit. Good puppy. Good girl. Okay, nice work, Lucy. We introduced down position to Lucy this week, so I find the easiest way to teach this to a puppy is to get them into a sit position first, and then use a food lure to get them into that down. So when she's on that food lure, I'm just going to slowly bring my hand straight down to the floor. She should follow, and then I will mark and reward once her elbows hit the ground. So I'm going to start with her in a sit position. Down, so bringing my hand straight down, clicking once elbows hit the floor, giving her a couple follow-up cookies. If she gets up, I'm just going to help her get back into position. Okay, using that release cue to let her out of position. We'll do this again. Lucy, down. Okay. Oh, it's right here. We'll do that one more time. Just gonna grab a different piece of food here. Oh my goodness, come here. Nope. Lucy, down. Good girl. So again, clicking once those elbows hit the floor, giving her some follow-ups. Okay. Good girl, Lucy. Nice work. We started to introduce Lucy to the flying cookie game this week. So this is a nice exercise we can do with our puppies to start to work on name recognition, meaning making sure that they respond to their name the first time that we say it. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to take a piece of food and toss it away from me. As she's finishing up eating that piece of food, that's when I'm going to call her name. As soon as she turns in response to her name, I'm going to click and reward nice and close to my body. So I'm going to show her the piece of food first. Go get it. Lucy. And then the next one I'm going to try to toss in a different direction. Go get it. Lucy. Good girl. Go get it. Lucy. Good job. I like that you're offering me that sit. Go get it. Lucy. Good girl. Whoops. Go get it. Lucy. Good puppy. Nice work. Good girl. Okay, next I think we'll work on our mat skill. So in week 2, the goal with the mat is for Lucy to find her way over to it and offer us a sit or a down before we mark and reward her. So for this, I'm not going to actually ask her for a sit or a down, because our end goal of this mat behavior is we say, Lucy, go to your mat, and she finds her way to her mat and settles into a down position with just that one cue. So if I need to help her, I can lure her with food, but I'm not going to verbally say sit or down. Lucy, go to your mat. So you can see right there, she offered us to sit right away. And then since I'm putting food down on the mat, it encourages her to go into a down position. So you can see she found her way into that down. And I did not have to say sit or down. It's just go to your mat. Okay. So going to move the mat between repetitions just for the first few. Go to your mat. You can see she's making her way back to the mat before I even have an opportunity to cue her. Okay, releasing her in different directions. Go to your mat. Good girl. You're quick, girly. And now I'm going to leave the mat in the same spot. Okay. Lucy, go to your mat. What a smart puppy. Okay. Lucy, go to your mat. What a good girl. Nice work, Lucy. She's really caught on to this one really well. Okay, good job. Whoop. All right. Let me grab a refill on some food here. So I am going to offer Lucy the flirt pole right now. She was not interested in it at the start. A lot of times we bring the puppies down here and they know it's time to train. They're more interested in us and the food, and that's okay. But I at least want to offer it to her to see if she wants to take a break. What is that? Not interested? Okay, we're just going to move on since she doesn't seem to be interested. So we started to introduce crate games this week. Go get it. So this week we just want Lucy to go in and out of the crate, spend a little time in the crate. We're going to build up the value of it by rewarding her a couple times while she's in there. But then I also want her waiting at the threshold until I okay her to come out of the crate. Lucy, crate. So clicking and rewarding once for all 4 paws in. Giving her a few follow-ups for maintaining calm behavior in the crate and not rushing out. And then when I'm ready to release her, I'm going to meet her at the threshold with a piece of food. Okay. And use that release cue to let her out. Right here. Lucy. Lucy, crate. What a good puppy. Okay. Lucy, crate. What a good girl. So again, just rewarding her for maintaining calm behavior in the crate, building up the value of her being in the crate. And then getting her to wait at the threshold before we release her. Okay. In week 2, we started to introduce Lucy to grooming tools. So today I'm going to be using a brush as well as a pair of nail clippers. So we'll start with the brush here. So I am going to start with the flat side without the bristles. And all I'm going to work on first is sliding this gently down her back. Yes, good girl. We'll do that a couple times to make sure she's comfortable with that. Yes. Then after we've done that a couple times, I'll turn it around so she can start to feel the bristles. Yes. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Good job. Ready? Go get it. Toss a little reset cookie for her, and then we're going to move on to our clippers. So we're going to start our clippers the same way we did the brush, just by bringing it down her back so she can start to feel those. Yes. We'll do that again. Yes. And then when I'm ready to start using this on her legs and her paws, I'm going to start up at the top of her leg, slide my hand down, and then pick up her paw while I'm hanging on to the clippers here. So getting her on a piece of food first. Yes. Good girl. Yes. I'm going to turn her around so you can see the other 2 paws here. Yes. Yes. Good girl. Go get it. We've also been continuing to work on our body handling. So, this week for her paws, I am working on picking up a paw and isolating one toe in preparation for giving her a nail trim. So once I pick up that paw, I'm just going to isolate one toe. Yes, good girl. Yes. I'm going to turn her around so you can see the other side. You're doing really good, sweetheart. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Nice work, Lucy. Go get it. We've been continuing to work on restraint holds this week, but we're also adding, putting our other arm gently around their neck. So We aren't doing any duration or pressure with this. It's just a brief moment in time where we slide our other hand around her neck, and then we're going to mark and reward it with a yes. So I have a few pieces of food in my hand here. I'm going to give her one once my one hand is under her belly. Then I'll give her a quick hug around the neck, and then I'll give her that second one. So getting her on this piece of food first here. Yes. Good girl. So again, not really doing any duration right now. I just want her to get used to my hand coming up around her neck for a brief moment. Yes, good girl. Good job, Lucy. We'll do that one more time here. Yes, good job. Good girl. Ready? Go get it. We've been continuing to handle Lucy's tail this week as well. So with this, I'm just gently lifting her tail in preparation for when she has to have her temperature taken. I'm not doing any heavy pressure. I'm not pulling on her tail. So just sliding my hand down her back, gently lifting that tail. Yes, good girl. We'll do that again here. Yes, nice work, Lucy. And then we've been continuing to handle her face as well. So for her ears, I'm just going to flip both ears back and take a look. Yes, good girl. For her eyes, I'm just going to gently lift up an eyelid so I can take a look at her eyes here. Yes, good girl. We'll do the other eye. Yes. And then for her mouth, I'm just gently lifting up her lips so that I can take a look at her gums. Yes, good girl. We'll do the other side. Yes, nice work, Lucy. That is it for Lucy's week 2 video recap. Make sure that you're looking at your video library as well as your handouts. Those will give you much more detailed information on all the skills we've been working on with Lucy in week 2. Good girl.